Hey guys, Peyton Snailback here again for another Blu-ray update for you guys tonight. This is my November 28th Blu-ray update, and I got 12 movies here, and like I said, they're all Blu-rays. Really neat stuff here to talk about. I got a Kino Lorber, my fault, title. I gotten a lot of stuff from Amazon lately, so, I'm going to be starting off with the ones I got from Amazon. I got 6 Blu-rays from Amazon, and the other 6 I got in, stuff like Walmart, basically like Walmart, stuff like that. But, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Now, the first one here that I got, this one I've been wanting for a while on Blu-ray, and the transfer here for this Blu-ray was awesome. I mean, even though it was in standard version, or what do you call it? And full screen. That's even though it was in full screen, but it still looked pretty good on Blu-ray. And I always really liked this one as a kid. I wasn't really a big fan much of the cartoon, but I always really liked this one for some reason. I watched this one on TV one time, and I actually really just liked it for some reason. But it was Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase here on Blu-ray. Like I said, I'm starting off with the ones I got from Amazon. And this one, it also kind of reminded me too, because I guess I watched it because it just reminded me a lot of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Because the plot of this one is it's basically about the gang. They go to this college, and they're trying to solve this mystery about a phantom virus. Because in starting the movie, it starts off with with this professor and these college kids. They're basically making a video game, and something called a phantom virus comes out of this machine, and in Scooby-Doo and the gang, they're trying to investigate like who created the phantom virus, and who's behind all this, because apparently someone created the virus, and they're trying to figure out who it is. And basically what ends up happening is they end up getting sent into the game, the brand new Scooby-Doo game that their one friend ends up inventing. And basically the game is in the video game, it's basically all the stuff, they have to face all these old creatures that they from different episodes of the Scooby-Doo Where Are You show, they come across the creeper dude, Kraber. They come across that dude, they come across the tar monster, and many other more monsters. I don't know, I always really liked this one as a kid. I'm really glad I got to rewatch this one again. And this is one too I've been wanting to get for a while on Blu-ray. I'm really glad I got to see this on Blu-ray, and the transfer, like I said, is absolutely amazing on here. Yep. Anyway, basically the game is they have to find a box of Scooby snacks in order to go to the next level. That's basically what the plot of it was. But I absolutely really enjoyed it. And here's a cool story about this thing though. Before I get on to the next Blu-ray, I think it was the third day after I ordered this, day 3. It was on a Saturday, and I think I was up 12 in the morning just watching my movies. Look on my Amazon, it said that this movie right here was delivered. And I checked the mail around 5, but there was nothing in there, and my grandpa said it already went. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go check it one more time. I checked the mail and it was in there. So I don't know really how it just got in there. When I looked it up at 5 p.m., there was nothing in there. I don't know, but that was it was kind of weird though. I got a package at 12 in the morning, sort of. Yeah, but I always really liked that one. All right, now these next 2 here, these are burn on demand ones. So if you guys are wondering where you get these at, you have to get them on Amazon, because they're burn. Apparently Universal Studios, they do burn on demands now. So, and I got 2 classic ones. This one, and they were both blind buys too. But this next one here I got, and I heard this was a pretty neat movie, and I actually really enjoyed this one. There's no special features on there, or the other one. The other one doesn't have any special features, because like I said, this is a burn on demand. But this is a movie called The Wizard here on Blu-ray. And this has Fred Savage in here when he was young. And basically, with this, I'm going to try to remember exactly what I remember about this movie, because I watched these a couple weeks ago. I think it was basically about Fred Savage. He wants to go on this like adventure to California, and he wants to take this what's his name? This kid named Jimmy, who's basically, I don't know, his character is like an autistic kind of like person, but the Jimmy character, he wants to go to California, and so they run away because they're trying to run away from trouble, all that stuff. And they come across this girl, who's played by Jenny Lewis, and they find out that this boy, the Jimmy character, he's obsessed. Well, he likes video games, and they call him the Wizard because he's like he scored really high on all these video games, and they come to find out. They find out about this contest, this video game contest for a brand new game that hasn't been released yet at Universal Studios that they're going to do. They're doing a game, Super Mario Brothers 3, and what was neat too was the contest place. It actually really did take place at Universal Studios, which is kind of neat. I never been there, but it was kind of neat that it actually really took place in Universal Studios. That one scene that was pretty neat. But yeah, but that is The Wizard here on Blu-ray. Absolutely love this movie for like a kid like adventure type movie. I highly recommend you guys check this one out if you haven't seen it. This is a really neat movie. Like I said, this is a burn on demand, so you have to get this on Amazon or what other websites you would like to look up to get them. This other one here is a burn on demand as well. I always really liked this guy. My pop-up never really liked it because he thought he was kind of, but hopefully maybe he comes back to do this role one day. Which I think the last movie he did was Mr. Bean's Holiday. But I got the movie Bean the movie here on Blu-ray. Again, this is like I said, this is another burn on demand release, so you have to get this on Amazon or eBay or whatever website you can get them on. And here too, this is basically about Mr. Bean. He goes to America, and this guy, he's basically he has a doctor that's on his way to stay with him for a couple nights, and he thinks that Mr. Bean is a doctor. I don't know. This movie was kind of like hard to explain, and you know who Mr. Bean is. He's played by Rowan Atkinson, who being this like crazy weird like French guy, he always gets in these like mini like situations and stuff. But it's basically them bringing this like expensive like painting into the museum, and Bean ends up ruining it and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just one of those weird like but cool at the same time like comedy movies that I've always really liked, or always really liked. This is the first time I've seen it, so. But I watched like clips of it on YouTube, like about a year ago in school, and that's what really got me into like getting into this like Mr. Bean stuff, because I don't know. I mean it was like really cool episodes. Like I saw one about the dentist, I saw one about the barber, and I saw one about the pool. Yeah, and I heard too that long time ago, I heard some about that when the Mr. Bean's Holiday that came out, that Rowan Atkinson claimed that was going to be his last one. He didn't want to do any more Bean movies or anything, which is kind of a shame. But you know what? I guess it is what it is. Maybe he'll change his mind one day to come back to this iconic role. So I always really liked Mr. Bean's Holiday, and I really do like this one. I really did enjoy this one. And I think this is the first time, actually, this got a Blu-ray release in the U.S., because the other times, they only had Blu-ray releases in the U.K. But that is Mr. Bean, or Bean here on Blu-ray. Alright, this next one here. Now, this is a movie I have been waiting forever to get a Blu-ray release. I remember when I first heard about it, I was so excited. I really wanted to get my hands on this one, and I finally do. I talk about this movie so many times. And this is the Karen Black film Trilogy of Terror here on Blu-ray. And this movie, it was in standard definition, or what do you call it? Full screen. It was in full screen. But it still looked pretty good on Blu-ray. Because I still had the VHS copy of this. And I think they really did a good job cleaning it all up. Even though, it like I said, it was in like full screen, they still did a good job cleaning this one up. But if you guys haven't heard this one, this is a TV movie. And it was a anthology made for TV movie. Has 3 stories in it, and all the stories basically has Karen Black in it. You know, she's basically playing a different character in each one of these stories. Like the first one on here was about this guy. She's playing this teacher, and one of her students is like, I wonder what she looks like under all those clothes. I think I'm gonna ask her out. He asks her out to the movies, and he ends up drugging her up one night, and basically raping her when she's while she's asleep. But he becomes so obsessed with her, all that stuff. That's basically what it was. He had like some kind of weird crush on the teacher, and he wanted to know what she was like naked. The second one was about her playing her and her twin sister, playing these twin sisters. Like one of them was like a good sister, the other one was like a real mean sister. And the third one here, which I remember always watching this one when I was a kid. I think this is my childhood right here. So I remember watching it when I might have been 2 years old when I watched this. I don't remember. But I remember the third story, which was the one about the doll, the Zuni fetish doll, which is basically Karen Black getting this Zuni fetish doll for, I think it was a boyfriend's birthday or something. And it comes with a scroll. It's like if you take the chain off, it comes to life, and the chain ends up coming off, and the doll comes to life, trying to kill her. But I don't know, I've always really liked this movie, and I'm really glad this finally got a Blu-ray release. And like I said, Kino Lorber, I can never say the second word right, did an amazing job cleaning this one up. Really hope at some point part 2 comes out, because I did like that one just as much as this. Even though it was set like 21 years later, I still really enjoyed that one. And really glad to watch this one on Blu-ray. Alright, now this next one here. This one, I could not find this in FYE for some reason, but I found the other sequels. But I had to get this one online. But this is the movie Child's Play 2 here on Blu-ray. And this is not a burn on demand, because when Curse of Chucky came out, they did the box set, which had all 6 of the movies in it. And then, when Cult of Chucky came out, they did a 7-movie collection with all 6 films and also the Cult of Chucky. But I was really, because I didn't want to spend so much money on like a box of just, the upgrade stuff. I was really hoping that maybe like Screamer Shout Factor will put this one out, but they didn't. Probably because maybe like add like the TV cut version from like Sci-Fi. Maybe they would do that. Maybe they will put that to Scream and Shout one day. I don't know. Will I get it? Maybe. I don't know. That depends on what the features are. But yeah, but this one I could not find for some reason at FYE. But I found 3 Bride and Seed of Chucky there, but for some reason they just never had this one. Every time I asked the workers, they would always say, "Yeah, it's shipped. It's trying to ship here, but we just never got it yet." So I had to get this online. But basically, this is the same disc as from the box set. It's just, in a separate release, just to let you guys know. And it's basically all the same features. Like I said. But yeah, but this is basically, this one's basically about the, Andy Barkley. He gets sent to to these foster people, after, this is like stuff after the first one. He gets sent to this foster home, and, these people end up adopting him. And, of course, Chucky, is trying to find Andy, try to get his soul. And he ends up finding him, and, Andy's basically being tormented by Chucky. And, of course, how these Chucky movies are. Chucky's going around killing people one by one, all that stuff. I always really liked all the Chucky. I always really liked this one, too. And I know that the upcoming remake's going to come out next year. I'm really looking forward to seeing that, even though I don't know if Brad Dourif's going to do the voice. Well, probably not, but like I said, if they're going to remake a movie like this, especially, just get the original voice guy to do it, you know? I don't know. That's just my opinion. This next one here, I just got done watching this today. And I always really like this one. I've been wanting to get this on Blu-ray for a while. This one already came out from Scream and Shout Factory, but for some reason, I just really like this art cover for the regular Blu-ray. But that is The People Under the Stairs here on Blu-ray. This is another one I had to get on Amazon. And this is a Wes Craven movie. I like this one just as much as Deadly Friend, which I hope at some point comes out the Blu-ray. You know, maybe Scream or Shout Factory will put it out. Maybe the Warner Archive will put it out. I don't know. But this one's basically about this boy's parents, his mother and sister. They're getting evicted, and I think it was like her boyfriend or something. He ends up having an idea on what they can do to get the money, and it's basically him and the kid. They end up wanting to go rob this house that has they heard there was like all these like expensive, not expensive, but it was like these coins that cost a lot of money, these gold coins. And I think it's the landlord's house that they end up wanting to rob. But you know, things end up going wrong, and when they go and break into this house, there's like all these traps in the house. It's all these like dead people under, I think it's like dead people like under the stairs, and like all these like weird secret passageways and all this stuff. This was like one of the most craziest movies, but I always really liked it. And I know too, even though this is a great movie, there are some things about this. There's some scenes in this movie that really bothers me, like because when it comes to like these child abuse scenes in movies, for some reason that always bothers the hell out of me. And I know it's just a movie, but it just always bothers me. And there is a couple of scenes where there's a child being abused, so just to let you know. Because I know when I first saw Precious, that just really bothered me. I mean, I like the movie, but it just, all that violence and stuff against, like, kids, it just, I don't know, it really bothered me. But I do like this movie. Again, I mean, even though it has, like, those couple of scenes, but that's okay. It's I know it's just a movie, but still, I mean, but I do like this movie. And, yeah, why did I get the original version, like I said, or the original Blu-ray release? Because I like the cover on that one. Now, the rest of these, I think, yeah, some of them I got at Walmart. One I got at Food Lion. The other one at Goodwill. This one I got from Walmart. It was actually $24.96 because it came with a little mini Funko Pop of this. But I ended up getting this Peanuts Holiday Collection here on Blu-ray. And this is this has 3 movies on it. It includes It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, and A Charlie Brown Christmas. I had the Thanksgiving one on Blu-ray. I had the Christmas one on DVD, but not on Blu-ray, and I never had the pumpkin one at all. And each one of these has a bonus episode on it, like a Great Pumpkin, and includes It's Magic Charlie Brown. Thanksgiving one includes The Mayflower Voyagers, and the Christmas one includes It's Christmas Time Again, Charlie Brown. I don't know, these look good on Blu-ray, and again, these were also in standard definition, which I don't understand why they make some of these movies standard. I don't know why they don't make them widescreen, but it's okay. I mean, at least they look good on Blu-ray. At least they fixed, the whole, like, color of it, you know? But yeah, but I ended up getting this, and I watched all of them. They're pretty good. I mean, they're not really, like, my favorite. They're not really, like, the best. But, I mean, I really like them, though. And this is put out by Warner Brothers, and I thought at some point they were released by Paramount Pictures. I guess they were at some point. Well, Paramount and Warner Brothers are related in a way. Because, with the Friday the 13th, they were put out by Warner and Paramount. This one I got at Walmart. This is from MGM. I know, and again, there is a Scream and Shout Factory edition of this, but I really kind of like this cover on here. It's got a really cool cover. Got this at Walmart for $7, and this was when they were still doing Halloween back still doing the Halloween movies and stuff. But I just finally watched this about a week ago, and I absolutely loved it. And I heard Cool Dude and What Movie One say that this is probably one of the best zombie movies. It is. It is really a good zombie movie. I really would recommend this one. This is called The Return of the Living Dead here on Blu-ray. This is about, and I also got this too because one of the actors in here just recently died, James Karen, which I know him from The Willies. He played Mr. Jenkins, the janitor, in The Willies. But this one is basically about this one guy named, this character named, his real name is Tom Matthews, which I know him from Friday the 13th Part 6. And he also did the new one as well. Well, it's not really like a exact, like a Friday the 13th. It was a Phantom movie called Never Hike Alone. He did like a little cameo in the ending of that one. But this is him getting hired doing this, I don't know, what the heck was it? This gas, like, company? What was it? It was like some kind of like gas company. I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, gas company. I was right, gas. But one day he ends up asking James Cameron's character, do you want to see some real dead bodies? And he ends up showing these dead bodies in these like these kind of like not cooler. It was like these canisters. And they end up making the gas leak out by accident, and the gas comes out, and and it goes all over these dead people, and the dead people are coming back to life. Basically, this was basically like a horror comedy in a sort of a way, but this was actually pretty neat. I absolutely really love this one. If you're a big fan of zombie movies, this is the one to check out. And also, there was another Friday the 13th actor that was in this. He was that one guy from Part 5 when he died in the, he gets killed in the, what do you call it, in the stall. The one I was like, ooh, baby, ooh, baby. I always really liked that guy in that one. He kind of looks like a young Michael Jackson for some reason. He really did dress up as like a young Michael Jackson. He did dress up like one in this as well. But yeah, absolutely love this movie. Like I said, check it out. It's just amazing. Alright, this next one here, I just watched last week. I don't know if I loved it. I didn't hate it, I know. Because, I mean, there was kind of like a cool, decent story to this one. But I was heard or told that this was a found footage movie. It kind of is in a way. But, it's got a decent story in this, but it's not like my favorite or anything. But this is the movie District 9 here on Blu-ray. This one I got at Goodwill, and basically, this one is basically about this documentary. This guy doing a documentary on these like aliens that live at District 9. Sorry, but these aliens, they live at District 9. I think they had this plan of like I'm trying to remember what it was. They had like this plan of like destroying the Earth or something. This one and one day this one guy ends up getting the stuff all over him, and he ends up growing like a alien claw, and he gets taken into this lab. He's trying, I don't know, what do you call it, getting contaminated, I guess that's how you say it, but he ends up escaping, and the whole world is trying to find him because they think he could be contaminated, and he could give people diseases and all that stuff. But this was actually a pretty decent movie. Not the best, like, kind of like thriller movie that's been made, but, it was really fun watching it and seeing what it was. This one, I don't know why I got this one. I guess because I wanted to know what it was. Because I always came across this one at Food Line. I wanted to know, I was just always curious about what the heck this one was. This one was a decent one as well. Not the greatest movie, but it was a decent, like, movie for, like, animation. Like, it kind of does look like a Disney movie, but it's really from Fox, or 20th Century Fox, but that is Anastasia here on Blu-ray. Yeah, but this was a decent movie. Not the greatest, in my opinion, but, for $6, why not? This next one here, I just got this yesterday, and I just watched it today. And this was basically like a found footage movie, like one of those ones that's like inside the computer, like Unfriended. What's the other one? The Den, Open Windows, like movies like that. And this one was okay. My mom really likes this movie. It is pretty neat. I mean, it has really good twists with it. But this is the movie Searching here on Blu-ray. Um, and this is basically about this guy. He has his daughter, and she ends up going missing, and just she ends up disappearing without a trace. And he's all over the internet, all in her computer, trying to find out where she is and where she went. And no one's basically not knowing anything about where she went, and it's frustrating him because no one's like, they're like, no, I haven't even seen her. And, he's discovering all this stuff that that she's been doing and all this stuff. But he's just having no luck trying to find out where she is. But I did really like the twist in here. The twist was really neat. I mean, the way the twist was, it kind of got me. But yeah. But other than that, though, I thought this was like a decent like found footage like thriller. I know I saw this. I saw this on one of those websites, but I didn't review it for some reason. Well, I think the reason I didn't review it was because I knew it was coming out soon. I thought that there was no reason for me to review this one, but I did really like this one. I meant to go see this in theaters, but I never got the chance to. And this last one here, now this one I could have sworn I thought I had to get it on Amazon, but I guess I don't now. They had this in the $5 Blu-ray bin in Walmart, but that is this. And this I hadn't even seen this cover. I saw this cover on like the DVD, but I never saw it on the Blu-ray before. This must be like a new like release for it. But this is called Queens of Scream from Mill Creek Entertainment on Blu-ray. This is a triple pack with I Know What You Did Last Summer, When a Stranger Calls remake, and Vacancy. But now I did have I Know What You Did Last Summer on Blu-ray. I had When a Stranger Calls remake on DVD, and I never had Vacancy at all. I saw all these movies before. But the main reason why I wanted to was happy to get this one was because it's actually the first time for When a Stranger Calls, the remake one, to come to Blu-ray. So basically you have to get the set to get that one on Blu-ray. I know the original one had a Blu-ray release, but never the remake. And I really wanted to know if they, what it was like on Blu-ray. It was pretty decent on Blu-ray. But all these movies, I Know What You Did Last Summer, it's not as good as Scream or Urban Legend. But I still like I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's basically about a group of these friends. They accidentally run over this guy, and they don't want to call the police. They just don't know what to do. So they end up dumping the body. It's like a year later, Jennifer Love Hewitt's character ends up getting a note in the letter saying, I know what you did last summer. And, the friends reunite, and they're trying to figure out who it is that sent this letter. And, people are getting killed off one by one by some guy in a slicker with a hook. And the When a Stranger Calls remake, I actually thought it was a really well done remake. I actually really like that one better than the original. I mean, the original one's okay. It's just, I don't know, it was just so boring. But the remake here is basically, it's basically remaking the first 23 minutes of the original. But the remake's basically about this girl, Camila Beale's character. She's end up babysitting these two kids at this rich people's house. And, she's getting all these strange calls from this guy, and it's really freaking her out. And she thinks it's a prank, but then these calls are just getting more serious. The guy's just calling her nonstop. It was actually a really creepy remake. I absolutely always loved it. Vacancy was a good one too. I had the second one, which was pretty decent. But that one was about Luke Wilson and Kate Beckinsale. They end up having car trouble, and they go to this motel. I don't really want to say much about that one, because in 30 minutes, or 20 to 30 minutes in the movie, there's it just turns all around. I mean, there's a twist, it just turns it all around. But it's basically, they go to this motel, and basically just stuff happens. That's just all I could say. But it was actually a pretty neat movie. I really liked all three of these movies on this set. It was really pretty neat. I found this in Walmart in the $5 bin. But yeah, but that is it for this Blu-ray update. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.